Many thanks for joining us. My name is Sharon Momanyi. Now, it is 117 days to the August 8th general election, and the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission is today expected to gazette the list of various aspirants to set the stage for party primaries starting tomorrow. All political parties have already complied with the directive to submit their lists of aspirants and party registers to the electoral body before conducting nominations. The Orange Democratic Party is scheduled to kick off its party primaries tomorrow in Busia, Bungoma and Machakos counties. The party was forced to move the exercise to this week after IEBC declared any nominations conducted before the gazettement of aspirants illegal. The parties have also submitted party registers to the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, but more than 60% of registered voters will not participate in those nominations as they are not registered members of various political parties. ODM primaries start on Thursday, while Jubilee will conduct theirs on April 21st. Now, security chiefs in Kisumu are giving an assurance that they will maintain peace and security in the region during the nomination period. Let's listen in to what they had to say.
Issues we have handled, issues of hate speech and incitement. Those ones we are very ready to enforce the relevant laws. And we have also been supported by the National Cohesion and Integration Commission. They have recruited monitors in all the counties, including in this region, in order to monitor this issue of hate speech, incitement, and so on. We will be assisting them. Once they get anybody who is culpable, we are there now to ensure that they are arrested and arraigned in court. The issue of use of gangs, goons, hooligans, to disrupt the nominations or to disrupt the campaigns, will also be dealt with very, very firmly. All these criminal gangs were proscribed by the Cabinet Secretary Duang and set a notice. And we are on the lookout to ensure that those proscribed gangs do not operate during this electioneering period.
Right, and even as the nominations begin tomorrow, police have told those applying for clearance certificate, popularly known as Certificate of Good Conduct, that they will get them. However, the document will bear one's criminal record or nil. Police say there has been an increase of applications, especially from aspirants aspiring for various political seats ahead of the August 8th elections. All applicants will be issued with a document, irrespective of whether they are convicted, acquitted, dismissed, discharged, or have cases pending in court. However, the certificate will demonstrate the status of the applicant by indicating specific criminal records established or nil established, as shown by samples taken. The document is a requirement for some political parties before one's name is sent to the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission for clearance. All right, and right now we want to speak to political analyst and lawyer Dunstan Omari to just shed more light on the relevance of this clearance. And Dunstan joins us from our City Center studios. And a good afternoon to you. Many thanks for joining us this afternoon. Let's just first ask this critical question. Is it really relevant then to have this good conduct certificate if every one of the aspirants is going to get them anyway?
Well, Ondera Tisa, thanks very much for viewers of KTN News. The first issue is that the law requires that Chapter 6 of the Constitution, people prove that they don't have integrity issues, but that became an academic exercise when the court, say 5 bench judges, declared that it does not matter whether somebody is facing any criminal charges or whether he has been convicted. The question about who is to be elected rests solely on the electorate. So I find it is a waste of time because nobody can be barred whether he was convicted or not convicted. And also, whether you are convicted, you have already served the punishment. Therefore, there is a principle in law called double jeopardy. You cannot be convicted and again be barred from contesting an election. So to me, it is an academic exercise.
And Dunstan, is there any record really that can bar, any aspirant from contesting? Is there any record that the IBC can use to bar any aspirant, therefore?
Yes, if there are records of an electoral offense under the Elections Act, if you have been found, for example, bribery against giving voters money, if you have been involved in witchcraft in an election party, if you have been involved in any electoral offense committed under the Elections Act, then you will be stopped from contesting. You remember what happened to Muskari Kombo in Webuye when he was found that he had been involved in an electoral offense. He was barred from contesting. Therefore, those are the only offenses that can stop anybody from being in the ballot.
All right, and Dunstan, even as the various parties get into their primaries, what are the unique headaches, particularly for ODM and the Jubilee Party as they endeavor to start this exercise? What are the specific headaches for them?
The biggest headache is, one, they do not have any members. Up to date, we have not seen a register being published that they are the members of ODM. We know very well that all the political parties went to M-Pesa shops and collected names and ID numbers of people and purported them to be members. Number two, what is the logistical arrangement in place to do a national election? Remember, ODM is and Jubilee are parties that are almost all over the country. The logistical involvement is one thing. Number three, the financial implication do these parties have that financial war chest to do a credible election? Number four, ODM has merged polling stations with a view that there are polling stations that they have said they will not go under the principle of the IBC registered and gazetted polling stations. So they are going to merge polling stations. Are they likely to have this? Lastly, the violence that we have seen in very many of the ODM nominations. Already one person is confirmed dead in Busia during Sospito Jamong governor versus Otoma's contest. Are we likely to see quite a lot of violence? The police have said that they will rein in on violence. We have seen that party nominations, normally security apparatus do not want to be involved in it because the members of those parties want to say that this is our internal mechanism. Are we now likely to see in an organized police force that will deal with crime as defined by the law, or we are going to see security apparatus that are going to be partisan, my sister?
All right. Many thanks, Dunstan Omari, their political analyst and lawyer, just giving us, a perspective into this issue regarding getting a certificate of good conduct for the aspirants. Let's move on now. And the Council of Governors held a meeting this morning to address the concerns that they have on the IFMIS system. Let's listen in to what they had to say before we speak again to Rita Tinina. All right, let's just get straight to Rita Tinina. And good afternoon to you again, Rita. We were just speaking a few minutes ago, and you raised, a discussion about the 3 points which the governors raised as their concerns, IFMIS being one of them. Perhaps what are the other concerns they were speaking about?
Well, aside from IFMIS, there is the issue of the Elections Law Amendment Bill 2017. This is a bill that is before the floor of the House, and it seeks to amend the Elections Act of 2011. And if it goes through, the Council of Governors says it will be unacceptable. They will move to the court to challenge it. What basically it seeks to do is to allow only one appeal in an election petition, which means if a party is dissatisfied with the outcome of the election for governors,
All right, we seem to have a problem with transmission there, but we shall be getting more details from Rita with regard to this concerns of governors as we continue with our subsequent bulletins. Now, let's move away from politics just for a short while and focus on a security concern for residents of TRT. Tiati village attack. Leaders from Tiati constituency in Baringo are accusing security officers in the area of turning their weapons against the innocent and the most vulnerable in the society. Silale Ward MCA Nelson Lotela and his counterpart from Ribikwo Ward Daniel Tuwit said officers from the Rapid Deployment Unit and National Police reservists in the area are no longer in operation to tame insecurity.
14 na vifaru 3 walienda upande wa Silale kwa kuja asubuhi, hawakuongelesha mtu. Mimi ningeomba kama ingewezekana hiyo tabia ya askari, we don't know whether they are frustrated because what they were sent here to do seem not to work. Hii si operation. This one is economical sabotage na itasaidia, but at the moment tuko na shida ya chakula kwa huku. So far in Silale Ward tumepoteza watu 17, 7 children and 10 old people kwa sababu ya njaa. Atuelewi hiyo sanity ya kuchoma manyumba na kudisplace children and women. Kama hiyo ni sanity. Ama mtu wa duka, pandit does not have a shop. And awana is a criminal. Na wakati wanaona askari wamekuja anatoroka na ashaenda. Na huwezi jua ni wapi. So the only way is to involve the local people on the way forward. Otherwise this one, hii ni mchezo tu wanafanya. And if this is the government the way they're doing, I think they are just misusing public resources for nothing.
All right, right now we want to take a short break here on KTN News Desk. Don't go too far. When we return, we have more news, including sports.